Hello, my name's Bev and I'm the author of the book Please Eat, A Mother's Struggle to Free Her Teenage Son from Anorexia, which describes our family's battle with the deadly eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, which my teenage son Ben developed back in 2009 when he was just 15 years old. Welcome to Chapter 3, Health Kick. It's late July, a week or so after Ben's victory at Sports Day. We're in France, relaxing round the pool of the villa we've rented near Cognac. Ben is swimming up and down, up, down, until he's counted to 100. He does this every day. He's a keen swimmer, or at least that's how it still looks to us. After all, he did the same last summer and the summer before. He's also jogging through the vines to the little crossroads and back every morning. He didn't do that last year. There's a ripple of anxiety somewhere deep inside my mind, but little more than that. Ben is also on a healthy eating kick, something which I'm vaguely aware began in the spring. "Give it a break, Ben," I say, as he refuses another ice cream. "We're on holiday. Everyone has ice creams on holiday." I've also noticed that he isn't eating the crisps we always bring on our picnics. "Have a biscuit," I offer, "or a banana." "No, I'm fine," he replies. This concerns me because I'm aware that he hasn't had very much breakfast. Some bread and jam, no butter, and black coffee. When, I wonder, did he start drinking black coffee? Ben's never been fussy about food, not up to now at any rate. When he was a baby, he drank milk as if it was going out of fashion. As a child, he revelled in the home-cooked meals I'd make him, nutritionally packed burgers with spooky mash, cheesy semolina fingers, vegetable sausages, and all manner of other creative meals, always followed by a pudding. If Ben's tea, which he'd have earlier than Paul and me, wasn't ready on time, he'd get quite agitated, and for some time I remember feeling anxious if his food wasn't on the table by 5 o'clock. Ben loved school dinners and usually went back for second helpings. He would have had thirds too if he could. He also loved to eat out, especially in country pubs, where he would hoover up whatever child's meal was on the menu. I used to look at the meagre child's portion of fish fingers and chips or whatever, and know it wouldn't satisfy Ben's man-sized appetite. So I wasn't surprised when he graduated to adult portions far sooner than most children. I'd watch with admiration as he'd demolish every single morsel. No fussiness, no pushing the food around the plate like other kids. He'd eat most of my leftovers too, and an adult-sized pudding. Dinners at secondary school weren't quite as exciting as primary school, but that didn't stop Ben from tucking in. Then, one summer, the canteen was given a complete revamp and a professional chef brought in to make over the menu. Gone were the pies, chips and beans, to be replaced by gourmet menus and a healthy new salad bar. The food was out of this world. I expected foodie Ben to be in culinary heaven. But increasingly over the past 6 months, Ben has been opting for the salad bar, or a bowl of soup and a roll followed by fruit, or, unbeknown to me, even less if he's going to be sitting around doing nothing all afternoon. I'm convinced he's missing out on the best school dinners in the country. "But Mum," he's always reminding me, "I come home to a huge evening meal every night. Most of my friends just grab a sandwich in front of the telly." Nowadays the three of us eat a home-cooked meal in the dining room every evening. In a way, having a smaller lunch makes sense to me. Personally, I'm not too keen on eating a huge meal at lunchtime and feeling sleepy all afternoon. But I have no idea that Ben is cutting back on breakfast too. Sometimes he'll just have a quick slice of toast or a banana. Some days he doesn't have anything at all. so he's eating minimally until our evening meal while continuing to do the usual sporting activities. But I don't see this. Not until our French holiday, when his tweaked eating becomes more noticeable because we're with him all the time. As Paul watches Ben complete another run past the vineyards, he offers to buy Ben gym membership when we get home, the perfect preparation for the new rugby season in September. Ben thinks it's a great idea and begins to flick through the men's health and fitness magazines he's brought with him. On the way back to the ferry port, we stop off for a night in the Loire Valley. There's a photo of Ben and me standing on the balcony of a chateau. Ben, with his mirrored aviator sunglasses hooked into the top of his t-shirt, leather thong necklace, carefully putted into spikes, hands in pockets of his khaki shorts. Ben looks cool, but I'm sure he looks a little leaner than he did this time last year. I put it down to natural body changes. Back in England, Ben embraces the gym with enthusiasm, especially the cardio machines. Every day he jogs up to the gym and back, his face flushed, pleased with himself at his staying power. He's also doing lengthy runs and can be out for an hour at a time. Then he'll flick through the men's health magazines until he comes to the diets and exercises that promise to deliver bodies like the defined muscle men featured in the pages. I'm not sure I feel too comfortable about Ben reading these magazines. I'm convinced they're making him overcritical as he compares himself to the impossibly toned models. "You look amazing," I reassure him as he examines his abs, arms, thighs and rear in the mirror. "I beg to differ," he responds, looking back at his reflection critically. One evening he's sitting on the sofa with his eyes on his belly rather than the TV. I can tell he's preoccupied. It's something that's happening more and more. He pulls up his t-shirt and bends forward so the skin on his belly falls into natural folds. He pinches it between his thumb and forefinger and then tries to grab it with his fist. "Rolls of fat," he says dully, grabbing more skin. "Ben, that's just skin," I point out. "Everyone's stomach does that, even the men in those magazines." But for some reason he can't see it and it bothers me. "Oh, and what does it matter?" I add for good measure. To deflect his attention from the body checking, I suggest he invites his friends round, reminding him that he hasn't seen them since school broke up for the summer vacation. "What the hell would we do?" he asks blankly. "Meet in town, go to the cinema, a meal, or whatever, the usual stuff." His eyes are fixed on his belly. They're always busy, and anyway, they're boring, and most of them are on holiday. This summer he seems to prefer the gym to his friends, and it concerns me. Not for the first time do I wish Ben's friends lived locally rather than miles away. Get-togethers need to be arranged via mobiles or Facebook. But recently I haven't noticed Ben rushing to do either. That's the end of chapter 3. If you click on the in video link at the end of this video, you can go straight to chapter 4, which is called Chopping Fruit, and you'll find out why I chose that title for chapter 4. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. It would also be really good if you could like this video, and you can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Oh, and don't forget to visit my blog. You'll find the link below. You'll also find a link to my website where you can download PDFs of my blog for free.